Hi, welcome back to Spirit Lounge. Hope you guys are all doing really well and having a great weekend, or whichever day you watch this, having a great day. Today's video is going to be on fear, change and free will. And the reason I wanted to make this video today, because it's important with what's the changes that are happening in the world, particularly those at this time. And I suppose it's going to be appropriate even no matter where in the human timeline anybody watches this video in the future. But right now, being the 21st of March 2020, there are a lot of change, lots of change going on in the world today, and particularly a lot of fear. I'm not going to be talking about that, what's going on. I'm definitely not going to be adding to the fear that's already out there, and the background to all of that. There's plenty of other channels you could watch for that. This channel is dedicated to a different objective altogether, and that's really moving us towards our own self-enlightenment, and ultimately to the move away from incarnational life, which is actually my aim for everyone. And this is what stimulates me and what drives all of my videos. Actually, it's going to end up in this culmination. If you watch all my videos that I create, they're all on subjects, mostly in an order for a reason, and then obviously these things like this are thrown in depending on what I feel that comes to me that needs to be said, from my perspective at least. So again, make your own choices, your own determinations, your own discernment. Believe nothing that anyone says outright. Hold it within. Accept what resonates now. Put aside what doesn't, and what may be on the fence, because these things will come into relevance in the future. And follow no one. Definitely not me. But listen to everything you hear. The reason I want to talk about this: fear, change, and free will. Because what's about to come after this phase is over, or is lessening, there's some choices that humanity is going to have to make, and they're coming in short order to everyone in the West and in the East, and are slowly cascading around those less influential countries. And that is going to come down to our free will, ultimately. Remember universal law. The basis of everything that exists is energy. And the foundation of all that we perceive and impacts us is intention. Intention is the foundation of all karma. The outcomes and the cause and effect of those are outcomes of intention. So every action, word and thought has an intention behind it. That then has ripples within timelines that we experience in our individual linear lives, and those of our collective societal, country, national and global planetary lives and experiences. And through that we create more karma. That could either be of light, or it could be of denser fabric. But it's karma nonetheless, and we cannot pass karma on to anyone else. This is a falsehood and an illusion of those who believe in those things. Intention is the foundation of all karma, and intention is your own. It's energetic, it's held within yourself. It's not an outcome, has no relevance to it, it just compounds karma. Intention is the foundation, and the compounding effects are the actions, words and thoughts, and the outcomes of those to others that you're impacting through your intention. And through all of that, the intention, cause and effect of karma, action, words and thoughts and timelines are all governed by a very powerful universal law of free will. These are divine laws. Free will is a divine law. Karma is a divine law based on intention. Energy is the foundation of all that exists. Cannot be circumvented by anything or anyone or any human paradigm that exists. It cannot. We deceive ourselves with our human laws and little rules and principles we create during our lifetimes to excuse excuse ourselves for our behaviors. This is just human paradigms. They actually have no relevance at all within universal law. It's just what we convince ourselves while we're here. And the reason I say this is because there is a lot of fear that is building up in the world and has been for a long time. And it's going to continue, and it's going to manifest more. And this is going to have an effect on the choices we're going to be forced to make in the forthcoming years and decades, particularly in this decade we're living in now. And that's going to force change upon us. There's a lot of change coming. Now, this change is going to give us choices. We're going to be forced to make choices. And those choices are going to be the following. It's going to be the governance of our body, our mind, and then our heart. And then the spirit. The spirit cannot be controlled, but it can be suppressed through our own free will, of course, through the choices we make that are going to impact our sovereignty and our free will over our body, our mental perceptions, and how we think and what we wish to think, and what we exude from our heart, which is going to be governed by the choices we make through the sovereignty of the heart, of the body, and the mind. There are going to be choices coming up soon that we as free will beings will make free will choices to either give away our sovereignty of our body, our mind, and our heart. Because we will give away our hearts if we give sufficient amounts of mind and body away. And that combination can suppress our spirit. Spirit won't be allowed out. The outward expression of our spirit, which is the ultimate intention of what this channel and everything that I talk about, will be suppressed through the ego, the self-absorption, the narcissism, and the obsession of mind, the giving away of our self-power of the body and the mind to others, and therefore putting restrictions on how we can express our hearts, because our hearts are expressed through our bodies and our mind, our actions, our words, our thoughts and intentions. It's important to understand this because life, we should, and I always advocate this, when we look at life, don't look at it in the life you're living now. Because the life you're living now is nothing but a fleeting little click of a finger in the tapestry of infinite consciousness and infinite being. This life is just one of many, and it's meaningless in the mass of all, but its importance and critical in the experience of the now. We must be aware that free will is important. It's a divine law. We come into incarnational life for certain principles, reasons, to fulfill objectives that we've set for ourselves. And we do this through life experiences we create through free will and set paradigms and timelines and experience and interactions we pre-design before we come. We cannot do any of those things. We cannot fulfill our true intentions for this lifetime if we give away all our free will and sovereignty over our being. And that's all aspects of being. Our physical and energetic bodies. There are many layers of body. We talk about those in another video soon. And the importance of those or not. Our mind and the mental perceptions of how we're allowed to think and be independently, sovereign beings. We're all unique, remember. And our ability to express ourselves through our true heart nature. And through all of that sovereignty that we have as free will beings, divine universal will beings, we can allow our spiritual self to externalize itself, to govern our lives, which is what it's supposed to be doing. Right now, fear, mind, fear of death, fear of the body, fear of ourselves, suppression of heart through the greed and selfishness that exists right now, that many are exhibiting, is governing us. This is going to drive our choices that we're going to be making soon. And this video is directed for me to remind everyone of free will, your divine nature and what you are here for, and the liberties and sovereignty we all need to live the lives that we came here for. We don't incarnate to give away our divine liberties and free will and sovereignty and right over what we wish to be, mind, body, heart, and spirit. Human paradigms do not have relevance to infinite and divine laws, but we can, if we allow ourselves to, have human paradigms of common good and other excuses to remove human liberty and choice, which is free will ultimately. Free will is governance over ourselves and how we wish to be and what we wish to impact us in all manner of ways. We don't give that away because of human paradigms and human belief systems and what we're fearful of as we drop into more and more human ways of being and the myopicness that fear brings. It is fear. If we don't temper it, we all become fearful to various degrees. But if it's not tempered, and if it's allowed to be governed by external forces, we all know what that is. I'm not going to explain that. Then we don't have free will. We're giving our free will away. We don't need to be what the world is creating for us around us right now. It's a choice. I suggest watch the short story video I created a few days ago. Free will is important. The divine laws of karma are important. And also remember reincarnation. What we allow in this world, in this physical world, which isn't what we think it is, it's not what it seems on the surface. I think more and more people are becoming aware that the world isn't what it seems. And it isn't. Can't prove it to you, I can only say it. I can't prove reincarnation to you, I can only say it. But the answers are inside if you wish to let them out. If you wish to have the truth, it's all within the book. That's within us. It's here. It's energetic. We will come back to what we leave behind. So be mindful, not just in the now and of mind, but be mindful of what we allow to be created around us and what we're allowing in this world today. And in the forthcoming years and what we've already allowed in the past, through giving away of our liberty and free will, the divine free will we're here for, which will always be chipped away. You must all remember the human experience as it is now and its reality will do everything and will find in our experience do as much as possible to remove your free will. Period. It will. You'll experience this if you're observant enough. We need to be observant about this, and it will be the free will over the body first, in parallel, and soon to follow in larger scale of the mind, which will ultimately, when we've done that, will suppress our ability to express through our hearts, because we need to express externally through the physical body and through our mental changes. If we give all that away to or external forces manipulate or guide it to be, then we're not being our unique individual free will selves. We're not expressing that, we don't have the ability to do it. So remember, whatever we have today, we will all come back to, and we will put ourselves here through our own free will and volition, again and again and again, until we change into our spiritual being. It's the truth of reality. And some things at this present moment kind of need to be driven home. So remember these factors of free will, that we will return to what we leave behind. Humanity will suffer its own ills, and it's up to us individually to change those ills for the better. So please just remember free will when upcoming choices and changes come to us, because we are going to be forced to make changes in this world, in this human physical paradigm. Paradigms of humanity do not have relevance in the universal infinite consciousness, and just remember these things as we move forward through the years and this decade and the time forward beyond that. It's important to maintain spiritual consciousness and awareness outward, because that will give you the truth that you seek, and will guide you to where you all in your hearts, we all in our hearts, wish to go. Okay, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet, and thank you again for listening. Please watch the short story video. It's 2 minutes and 47 seconds long, and please like and subscribe and share to anyone who you think would benefit, and have a great day no matter what you're doing. Be careful, keep safe, but be sensible, and keep sovereign. Thank you again, and love to you all. Thank you.